Good evening, everyone. We are honored and glad to have you all here for the graduation ceremony 2024. We are happy and honored to have our dean, to have our head of department, our graduates, faculty, coordinators, teachers, and of course all our guests for this special day after our students have been working hard in order to reach to this day. So we are happy that we are all here and we will have this opportunity to celebrate it together. So for the ones who don't know me, I am Tagrir Constantine, the coordinator of Arabic department, also modern standard Arabic and spoken Arabic instructor. So I'm happy to be presenting this ceremony on today because some of the students are students of mine. I have been teaching them for courses or for years. So I'm really happy to see them here. And the other students were my colleagues because I just finished last year. When Hilal is here. Last year also I there. So last year I also finished my program here, and many students were my colleagues in some theoretical courses in excursions with Henry. So I'm really very happy to be presenting this day as a staff, but also as a colleague and as a friend of many students. So welcome everybody, and we would like to start with a speech of our dean, Christoph Pico. And we are happy to be listening to his speech. Please.
Thank you so much, I think that it would be an understatement to say that in this particular region of the world, this year, has been a year of intense suffering for many, many people. And it has been a difficult year for it, both for the staff, faculty, and the students. And I really want to thank everybody because of the coherence and the solidarity between all of us, we have managed to overcome this difficult year. And as a token of my gratitude, I would like to pronounce this topic that has something to do with all what I said. So we are going to talk about the Tower of Babel. That's it. So first of all, the context of the Babel narrative. The narrative of Babel appears after the 10th chapter of Genesis, and in that chapter we have 70 people, descendants of Noah, who dwell the earth, who are enumerated. 70 becomes the symbol of the whole earth. 7 multiplied by 10, the number of perfection in time multiplied by 10. These are the families of the sons of Noah, according to their genealogies and their nations, and from these, the nations spread abroad on the earth after the flood. The Bible narrative shows the fascination with technology and political power. A little earlier, the book of Genesis says the following about Nimrod. Cush became the father of Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a mighty man. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore, it is said to make Nimrod a mighty hunter before the Lord. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, and Akkad, all of them in the land of Shinar. Vatehi, Vechit, Mamluto, Babel, Erech, Akkad, Ve'eretz, Shinar. We will talk again about Shinar afterwards. Flavius Josephus in his Jewish Antiquity says that it was Nimrod who excited them to such an affront and contempt of God. He was the grandson of Ham, the son of Noah, a bold man and of great strength of hand. He persuaded them not to ascribe it to God as if it was through his means they were happy, but to believe that it was their own courage which procured that happiness. He also gradually changed the government into tyranny, seeing no other way of turning men from the fear of God, but to bring them into a constant dependence on his power. He also said he would be revenged on God if he should have a mind to drown the world again. For that, he would build a tower too high for the waters to be able to reach, and that he would avenge himself on God for destroying their forefathers. So that's the quote of Flavius Josephus. The narrative foretells the division of humankind already in chapter 10:25 with the name Peleg. Look at the text in Hebrew. V'le'ever yulad shne banim shema echad Peleg ki beyamav niflega haaretz v'shem achiv yakton. John Chrysostom also, so you see also in the Christian tradition, there was they noticed that relationship. He said the division of tongues was announced by a name which he transcribed as Peleg, which means separation. But Heber, Peleg's father, kept the old language as proof of the division. So it's very interesting to see that both in Jewish tradition and in Christian tradition, it was considered that the first language that was spoken by Adam in the Gan Eden and until the separation of the tongues was Hebrew. Here you have a very beautiful illustration of the Tower of Babel in the Bedford Hours. It is kept in the British Library. So the Babel narrative appears in Genesis chapter 11, saying, Vayehi kol haaretz safa echad udvarim echadim. In Greek, en pasachege kainos en kaiponenia pasi. One tongue implied also one conception of the world, a unity of culture, of reciprocal comprehension. They spoke, as we said, according to the Targum Neophiti and the Targum Pseudo Jonathan, in the language of the sanctuary, which means in Hebrew. For it was this language, with this language, that the world was originally created. So it's interesting to see that we have some ancient Jewish sources who comment on the passage of Genesis when it is said that the woman comes from man, ולזאת יקרא אישה, כי מאיש נוצרה זאת. This one shall be called woman, or she's taken from man. So you see, in English it's fantastic. We can keep the play on words, but it's impossible outside of English or Hebrew. In most of the languages of the world, we can't keep these play on words. But in many Jewish sources, it is precisely that they refer to this verse in order to say that the first language in which spoken by Adam was Hebrew. From this, we learn that the Torah was given in Hebrew. Rabbi Pinchas and Rabbi Hilkiah, in the name of Rabbi Shimon, said, just as the Torah was given in Hebrew, so the world was created in Hebrew. And then in the Bereshit Rabbah, we have this incredible text. Have you ever heard it said for man and woman in Greek, gini, ginias, or else anthropi, anthropa, or in Aramaic, gavra, gavrecha. On the other hand, in Hebrew, we say ish and isha, because the second term there derives from the first. Well, we have to distinguish between popular etymology and scientific etymology. I would say, as a linguist and as a semantician, the most important thing, strange as it may seem, is popular etymology. This is what gives you the way in which a word is understood now by the speaker, regardless of its origin, and it gives you a key on semantics. And this is precisely what we have here, because strange as it may seem, ish, according to the scientific etymology, the historical etymology, is not related to ish. And here we have very important linguists who could confirm it. I won't enter into the details, but what interests us is popular etymology because it says something about semantics from the synchronical point of view. So in Greek, we have anthropos, but unique. The second term does not derive from the first. In Aramaic, we say gavra, but the word woman is not gavreta, since it does not derive from the noun designating the male person either. Anyway, so we can see how the Jewish tradition and Christian interpretation, ancient Christian interpretation of the Bible was holding Hebrew as being the language of Adam in the Garden of Eden. Saint Jerome says about this text, os exorcibus meis et caro de carne mea, aec vocabitur mulier quoniam ex viro sumta est, and he says, in Greek and Latin, it's not clear what she is called woman because she was taken from man. In Hebrew, however, the etymological connection is preserved. In Hebrew, man is called ish and woman is called isha. And so it's with good reason that coming from ish, woman is called isha. That's why St. Marcus wanted to preserve the etymological connection by proposing this beautiful translation. She will be called Andris. Andris is a word that doesn't exist in Greek. St. Marcus wanted to preserve the play on words. Because she was taken from which we can render as follows in Latin. I vocabitur vira sumta est. So virago is indeed a word that does exist in Latin, but even if it is very rare. But then Jerome wanted to try the impossible in order to show the relationship between the two words. Another illustration of the Tower of Babel, miniature from the 14th century. Vayehi benasam mikedem. I go on with the narrative. Vayamsu בקע בארץ שינר, וישבו שם. The Hebrew Shinar is equivalent to the Egyptian Samagara and Hittite Shamkhara, all referring to southern Mesopotamia. But this is the interpretation of the name Sennar that was given by Jerome in his book on the interpretation of Hebrew nouns. In the book of, for the book of Genesis, he gives, as an etymology of Sinar, exclusio dentium, well, fetor ero. And in the book of Daniel, he gives dentis vacuae facti, which means the shaking of the teeth or the deprivation of teeth. And he has not invented that etymology, which again is a popular etymology, but it interests us as linguists and the semanticians because it gives a reflection on a glimpse on how the word was understood, what was understood in antiquity. And still, Rupert of Delft in the 12th century preserves that interpretation. Sinar is interpreted as exclusio dentium. That means because without the teeth, we have the shaking of the speeches or of the words that cannot come out without the teeth. Because the teeth help us a lot to speak. And in that moment, somehow they were shaken from their mouth because the people who had teeth, they lost their ability to speak because they were full of pride. This is the commentary of Rupert de Delft. Where does it come? Well, we find that it comes from a Jewish source. It is not invented by Jerome. We have similar, not exactly the same etymology in the Talmud. Lenael et Shinai. And Rabbi Yochanan says, why is Babylonia called Shinar? It is because all the dead of the were deposited Ninarut there. Rabbi Abahu says, why is it called Shinar? Because it shakes. She menaeret ashireha. It's wealthy people. That means they don't remain wealthy. So they said to one another, we go on with the narrative, come on, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and bitumen for mortar. ויאמרו איש אל רעהו, הבה נלבנה לבנים ונשרפה לשרפה. ותהי להם הלבנה לאבן, והסמר היה להם לחומר. We have here detail of a very beautiful illustration of the Tower of Babel by Peter Google the Elder. Let us make a name for ourselves. ונעשה לנו שם פן נפוץ על פני כל הארץ. Let us build a name for ourselves, lest we become scattered upon the earth. This is perversion language, building up a name to replace the name. That's the meaning of the narrative of the Tower of Babel. Trying to avoid being scattered, but they will become precisely scattered because of their pride. Then they said, come on, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens. ויאמרו, חבל, נבנה לנו עיר ומגדל וראשו בשמיים. It becomes a contest with God himself. In the Targum Neophiti and in the Targum Pseudo Jonathan, it is written, it is translated or explained as, let's make an idol at its summit and put a sword in its hand. Make form battle formations against him before we scatter across the earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of man had built. And the Lord said, behold, they are one people. They have all one language. And am echad v'safa achad lekulam. And this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down, and they're confused their language, that they may not hear one another's speech. I translated literally, they may not hear, that means they may not understand. Hava, nerda, navla sham sfatam, asher lo yishmeu ish sfat rehu. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. In the Septuagint, the word Babel, Babel in Babylonian, it's the Bab El, the gate of God. But it has been translated as syncresis, which means confusion. Because again, this is the popular etymology that is given by the text, which is the important one, the one that gives us the semantics, how the word was understood. And this is the important thing. As a linguist, I have to relate to popular etymology in a very serious way, because the scientific etymology won't tell me anything about the semantics of the word. It will tell me where I come from, but not what it meant at a specific time. And if I want to know what Babel meant at a specific time, how it was understood as syncresis, as confusion. Therefore, its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. Diatuto ekeeteto onomautes syncresis kotiekei synechen kyrios kakei pases tesges, kaikei ten diespeiven autos kyrios epipresopon pases tesges. We have here another beautiful illustration in the Abbey Church of Saint-Savin-sur-Gartempe, 11th century. Well, in the New Testament, you have a kind of anti-Babel, which is the narrative of Pentecost in the Acts of the Apostles. Jerusalem, who is the anti-Babel, in Jerusalem, the disciples were all gathered in the same place when suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind. Egeneto afmore cumulamin, echos cosperperomenes pnoes diaias. And it filled all the house where they were sitting. You see, it's the opposite. Instead of the tower going to heaven, it's from heaven that this sound, this wind is coming. Here you have a representation of Pentecost. Like in the background of the story of Babel, we have here a long list of inhabitants, 15 nations, as well as Jews and proselytes, according to the text. All those here, the apostles speaking in their own tongues, the wonderful works of God. La luta nauton tais geneterais glosais ta megaleia tu. The unity of language is reestablished within diversity. And let's see the 15 peoples and languages. Parthoi kai medoi kai elamitai, kai koikatoi kuntes ten Mesopotamia, Judaia te kai Cappadocia, Ponton kai Tenasia, Phrygiam te kai Pamphylia, Aegypton, kai Tamaetes Libyes, te Scatacyrene, kai hoi epidemuntes Romaioi, Judaioi te kai Prosemitoi, Cretes kai Arabes, Acuomet la lunton auton, kai Skemeterais gronsais, kai Megaleia tu. It starts somehow from Shinar, like Babel. Persians, Medes, Elamites, and residents of Mesopotamia. And then it goes on. Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the parts of Libya belonging to Cyrene. And look, you see here, you have these plates with Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and Arabic. And visitors from Rome, Latin, both Jews and proselytes, Hebrew, Cretans, Greek, and Arabs. In our own languages, we hear them speaking about God's deeds of power. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our Dean Christopher, for this beautiful and precious speech. I have been working here for 8 years, and every year I am very enchanted and looking forward for the speech of the Christoph, because we always learn from it. And for me, this one also is very special because we can relate between Babel and between Polis. So in Babel, we saw the division in tongues and separation. Here in Polis, we teach many different languages, but we unite students from all over the world. So thank you again for this beautiful speech. And now we would like to invite Tatiana, the coordinator of the Greek department, for a speech. Please, let's welcome and thank Tatiana.
So my diploma with academic thoughts. I'm a simple ancient Greek instructor teacher, and I'm also a big fan of ancient Greek proverbs, as some of you know. So I would like, of course, to start with one of my favorite Greek proverbs. But first of all, I guess all of you know what the word polis means in ancient Greek, right? Yes, it means a city. And the proverb is Andres gara eisin polis al teihe, which means a city polis is not the walls, but the people. So, and indeed, that's true. Our little polis community is nothing else but the people who have gathered here today. Polis is those people who brought us here together and who created the space and the opportunities for the teachers to teach and for the students to learn. And these people are Christoph and Hani, Rafik, yeah, and also those Testares Charites for gracious. And I don't see them all. These are our wonderful ladies. I can see them. These are Natalie and Dalia, Leah, and also Teresa. She's here, she's listening to us. And these are not only our beautiful and wonderful ladies, but they are also Tafanelia, the cornerstones of Polis. And this is due to their hard work that the things are going smoothly here. Polis is also our wonderful teachers, to whom we endlessly grateful for their wisdom and knowledge and experience and support and inspiration. But most of all, Polis, of course, is our students. Yeah. And here we are all gathered together to celebrate your success. And we see that there are a few generations of students came here. I see the students that came many years ago, and like my former classmates, Wilter and Nancy. There are students that came 3 years ago, but I don't see him, which is Alexandra. Where is he? He's on Paris. Oh, he's in Paris. All right. And there was also Philip. Where is Philip? I don't see him either. So actually, they're here. They're here. They're absent, but they're here. And there are also students who came 2 years ago, and some students who joined us only a year ago. And over all these years, you became very close and dear to us. And so we are incredibly proud of your academic success, which can be compared to a skyrocket in many cases. Like Philip, who is absent now, he's a brilliant student, and Nathanael, Jared, and actually all of you progressed immensely over these years. And then Ali, she's a phenomenon. She just downloads the languages and and then she speaks them fluently. But actually, that's not surprising because she excels in everything that she does. And the similar phenomenon is Yuzina. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to teach her, but still I was told by my colleagues that she's a dictionary and with an amazing memory. And wherever she is asked, she gives an exact definition with a clear answer. And also, of course, Maciek is there. Yes, I hope that that you hear me. So Maciek is a true miracle. He came to Polis knowing only a few words, maybe not a couple, a few words in ancient Greek and also probably the first declension. But now, in 2 years, we, the Greek-speaking community at Polis, we learn new words from him. So and also Zoya, she's an expert. She's an expert in ancient Greek, and her sharp comments and corrections, they're always helpful in my classes. So those who never spoke a language, now, literally now, they are giving successful speeches, right? Yeah, yeah, yes, or soon will be, and we are confident that you will succeed in. Some students have become teachers. And this is also amazing because those who pursue teaching are now surprising us with their pedagogical creativity. And of course, I have to mention Philip, who is absent, but he is already a teacher at Polis. And I heard great feedback about his classes. And also Nathanael and Clara and yes, Nathanael, Clara, and somebody else was missing, maybe Maciek, yes. So they're constantly amazed and surprised me with their Anastasia, yes. Anastasia, she's been born speaking several languages already. Yeah. So, and these people, I'm amazed in classes, seeing how many ideas they have, what wonderful presentations they give. And Javier, yes, Javier, sorry, I'm so sorry, Javier, you're also an excellent teacher. And I cannot express how much I owe to Maciek again and how much I learned from our endless conversations about ancient Greek language and about pedagogy. And it's been also Christian. I haven't mentioned Christian. Christian is a kind of a test student in my classes. If I see him bored, it means that something is going wrong in my class. So Christian is happy and he laughs. I'm relieved that everything goes well. So, and it has been fantastic to see also other talents emerging. Like Alexander, who's absent, but he's a singer, and he just cannot miss the liturgy. He will either listen to it or sing in it, and he's also polyglot. He will not miss the language. He will learn it. And also Jared. Jared, do you know that Jared is the best ancient Greek poetry reader and singer? And yes, he feels and he produces the rhythm of ancient Greek language and poetry better than anyone I know, including myself. And he's also an excellent actor. Hopefully you will witness that soon. And also, Winter is one of the best actors at Polis, making any role playing and any storytelling session that you like and pure fun. We also have culinary talents, right? Like Christian, he's a wine and beer maker, and I'm sure that his classmates already enjoyed his creations. And also Yuzina, she makes the best carrot cakes ever in classes and with the teachers. And these cakes are perfectly paired with home prepared coffee that Philip brings into her class, yeah, to treat the teachers. So, yes, of course, don't worry. And Clara, they're also our technology fairies. And whenever something goes wrong with technology, so they are our saviors and they will help a great deal in every class. And so, and we see Polis brings together not only great minds and talents, but also kind hearts. Speaking of which, I mean, especially that person who is sitting right there and hiding from me, which is Maria. And everybody knows Maria right? Maria, please stand up. So everyone knows Maria is she's not only one of the talented, most talented language learners and polyglots, but she is also the kindest heart I ever know. And she's one of those rare individuals who, if someone asks a cloth, she will give a cloth and she will give everything that she has, right? And she treats all of us, literally teachers, students, cats, all of us. She treats with food and with her kindness. And of course, Nancy. She became a part, like the hand, I don't know what, the head, the heart of Polis organism. And we love you so much. We love you so much, and we love your sense of humor. We love your wisdom that you share with us every day. And that wonderful phrase with which she greets all of us, which is, hello, beautiful. Simple words often make not only my, but I think that all of us days. But this is not all that Polis is. Polis is also those students who have to be present here, who should be present here, but they are not. I'm not talking only about Alexandra and Philip, but also about those students who came to us, who started learning with us, but then they left for various reasons, including the war. And I want to mention also Yael and Caleb that left when the war started. And of course, I have to mention Joy Craigle, who should be sitting here with you, but now he is raising his second child at home, and we are happy that everything goes well with him. But still, we still feel the absence of these people because they should be here right now with us, and we miss them greatly. So here we are, our little Polish community, with all our presences and absences, with all our shortcomings, but also with great strengths, right? And I want to finish my Jorge. I told you that the teachers, of course, Jorge, he knows how much I love you. So I want to finish my speech, of course, with another proverb, which is "Poloi masetai traisones ton didascalum." That means many students are better than the teachers. And my students heard this proverb a few times in the classes, and these words were not just the words of pedagogical praise, but this is what I really meant. Because that's a teacher's dream, to see the students being better than the teachers. It's kind of a little sadistic dream, maybe. But still, that's the dream, and this dream is coming true right now, because this is what is happening right now. This is what we see now, and this is how we see the future. The gifted and talented researchers and translators and teachers, and simply good people and friends. And we are confident that you will find your place and that you will excel in everything, in every area of humanities, or in everything that you wish. So thank you so much for such a wonderful and great journey that we've gone through. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana, for your speech, for having mentioned every and each of our students with their very beautiful characteristics. And also thank you for the two beautiful proverbs. And I would like to confirm what you've just said, because as a teacher, there is no more happiness and joy and pride that I can have more than seeing our students using the languages and excelling in it, and also excelling in their lives and futures. So thank you for your speech. And now we still continue with the Greek department, and we are having a beautiful sketch by our ancient. No, oh, we still have one more. Okay, sorry.
So the very
So this is the sketch now.
It's
No sketch?
at the very end, so after the speech.
Here I have it here, so I'm sorry for the inconvenience, because according to the program, I have it here, but no problem. So now we would like to invite Nathaniel, our graduate from the ancient philology, to join us and give us a speech.
Hi, everyone. Don't worry, that's the only, more or less, that's the only Greek filter in the speech, so that you all understand, of course, not because I'm lazy. The ancient Greeks had an expression, hoi to kai polthen, to where and from whence. Variations on this formula are, I'm sure, quite familiar to you all from your beginning language classes this year at Polis, whether in Greek or any other language. But today I present this question and greeting to you all again, and I ask you to consider this question not geographically, but metaphorically, dare I say, spiritually. We've all come here from innumerably different places. Our countries, cities, habits, customs, languages, all differ. Yet at the same time, we have all come here from the same place, the same font, the desire to learn, to touch upon a new shore and discover a new land. As the 19th century poet Alfred Lord Tennyson interpreted the mythical Odysseus in his famed poem Ulysses, it is this self-same quest for knowledge which gives Odysseus his wanderer's heart. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments, myself not least, but honored of them all. It is a desire which has drawn Odysseus to strange new lands and forced him to face many dangers. Yet even so, never is he able to satisfy his gray spirit, yearning with desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star, beyond the utmost bounds of human thought. Particularly after this year, when so many of us face the option, indeed the pressure, of leaving this land and returning home to comfort and certainty, I think we can all relate to this sentiment. It is this desire from whence we came here, and it is the selfsame desire which has kept us here in spite of everything, such that we, much like Odysseus' companions, ever with a frolic welcome take the thunder and the sunshine. Such was the yearning of our own great spirits to follow knowledge. Thus has Clothin been answered and accounted for. Yet now with a new addendum, for now Polis shall be our new from whence, our new Clothin. Our shared turmoil and struggle, our delights and our friendships, meals and drinks and fellowship, trips, classes, memories, and of course this land, this city, all this shall be our Clothin now, as we move on to the next stage of our lives. So then, hoi, the where to. I cannot answer for many of you. I can barely answer for myself. Some go back home, and some go forward to new lands, and some yet remain here, each following after his own pursuits, fulfilling his own quest or voyage after knowledge. The future is always, by necessity, uncertain, and while we will certainly grieve for our lost time here among our dear friends and companions, yet I adjure you not to linger or dwell upon this time as a treasure now lost, never to be regained, but as a precious gift, like life itself, all the more precious because it cannot last forever. Yet even so, as we depart from here, bearing the knowledge we have gained, so we must also bear with us something of our memories of this place and this time, memories forged in the midst of our strife after knowledge. When then you should use the knowledge you have gained here, when you sit down to read Plato in Greek, or the Bible in Hebrew, or to puzzle out some Syriac patristic text, or to speak in Arabic with a friend. I hope that you will remember from whence it was you gained this knowledge, and whom were your trusted companions, smiting at the oars the sounding furrows. For in this way you bear a little of our own great spirits along with yours into the unknown of your boy, where it may be indeed that you shall touch upon the blessed isles and see the great Achilles whom we knew. Bear then this knowledge, these memories, the spirits of your companions wherever you go. And though, as is the lot of man, you may suffer adversity and strife, uncertainty and despair in your continued quest for what is good, what is true, and what is beautiful, but turn to these memories, to the joys and struggles you have already achieved, and you will find a source of strength to continue the fight through all your days. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel, for your speech, and I'm sure all our students, they have much more than the languages that they have learned here in their memories to carry when they read poets. They have more beautiful moments, so it's not only the languages themselves, but also the beautiful moments that they shared here in our institute. And now I would like to invite Nancy Hancock from the two-year program in Near Eastern Languages to come and give us her speech.
Dear friends, today is a day of celebration and joy. First of all, this new day is a day to give thanks to God for all his abundant blessings. As it is written in the book of James, every good and perfect gift comes from God, comes from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change. Isn't that beautiful? I would like to thank, first of all, to my family, for their support. Their mental days. I would like to dedicate this degree to my beloved husband, the love of my life. It has so much grace every single day with me, especially through this season. These 2 years of piles of laundry, things not get done, mom is absent, and so many Fridays where Shabbat dinner wasn't ready because I was with, I'm not gonna say which couple. Then the abundance of grace was even more and more. Jenny Hancock, I love you. I'm so happy that we get to work this together. This is our diploma. This is ours. Now, I would like to thank to all of my teachers. Thank you for enriching our lives with your knowledge and for helping us through these years of our scholarly work here at Polis. So I want to thank our dean, he's a dear friend of our family as well. Professor Rico, thank you for dreaming of Polis. Thank you for dreaming and making it possible. You have made this a reality, and now we enjoy your dream. Thank you for receiving that dream and putting it to work. You inspire us. Thank you for accepting me into Polis and for supporting all the way till this very last day. Still 1 month to go. Thank you, Padre Joaquín. I'm gonna say that in Spanish. La dulzura de su presencia a través de Polis es algo precioso. Su amabilidad y su gentileza son un regalo de Dios para nosotros. I would like to thank my beautiful teacher, Alma Helmet Agri. Thank you for your professionalism, your clarity, amazing clarity to explain every single subject, your dedication, your excellence in the classes, and your fairness in every test. You knew exactly what you were going to find in the test. Never surprises, so perfect. And thank you, above all, for your love for this calling as a teacher. Thank you. Thanks to you and to the whole Arab department, I got to taste and to learn to love the Arab language, the Arab culture, and of course the Arab people. And I would like to and I'm not done with again. I admire you as a teacher, as a woman, as a mother, as a student. I am so proud of you. And the way you finish your master's, put everything together, and how well you learned Hebrew. That was the one. Thank you for becoming my friends over the years, and thank you for walking with me in this motherhood and scholarly life together. Thank you to Yona. Yona is not here tonight. So Yona, you are a living example of a person that really can love their neighbor. I'm so happy that I get to know you. Thank you to my beautiful friend and teacher Tatiana. Thanks to you, I finally got to learn Hebrew. Great. Thank you for your dedication and your excellence in the classes, for the preparation, for the funny ways. You're so dynamic, so funny, and entertaining so much. Those classes are amazing. Those intensive Greeks, take them, they're so good. And thank you for listening always to my heart. What a great listener you are, especially with somebody like me. And thank you to Ayal. Ayal, thank you for your input in my Hebrew language. I thought I knew Hebrew when I came to college. Since I came to your class, you have taught me so much and given me this craving for knowing more and more. Ube's not here, right? But I'm so enjoying also the lunches with him. Really, I can tell how much passion he has for the Hebrew language. Now we finish with this Bible verse. Si pudiera hablar todas las idiomas del mundo y los idiomas de los ángeles, pero no amo a los demás, yo solo sería un metal ruidoso o un símbolo que resuena. If I speak all the tongues of men and of angels, but I have no love, I am just a noisy, clinging thing, symbol. אם בלשונות אנשים מלאכים מדבר באין בי אהבה, הייתי כנחושת חומה או כצלצול תרועה, ואם תהיה לי נבואה וידע כל הסודות וכל הדעת, ואם תהיה לי אמונה רבה עד להעתיק חרים ממקומם באין בי אהבה, הייתי כעין. בין אחלק את כל הוני, כל מה שיש לי, ואם אתן את גופי לשרפה ואין בי אהבה, עושות לו תועלה לי. שום דבר לא יעזור אם יש בנו אהבה. Nothing will help if we don't have love. So my prayer for all of you, my dear classmates, is that you will get to know him, get to know his love. He will be the one that steers your steps. I love you all, and I will miss you, and thank you for walking with me this time.
We don't have to appear, so. It is not the case, so because it's in my class. I don't know, maybe we're in. So thank you, Nancy, for being the beautiful, smiling heart of Poland. I was privileged to have you as a student. And since 6 years, you have been my student, and for 2 years, my student in the master program. And I would like to also say that Nancy, as a mother of 4 kids, she was always very committed to her classes, always on time, and she would always write to me and ask for the material, always coming with her homework done. So really, pull it around, chapeau. Okay, so thank you everyone for your beautiful speeches and for being here with us. And now I would like to invite our Dean, Professor Christoph Rico, to come here to hand our dear graduates their gifts. And also I would like to tell you that we have nicer gifts for you, but unfortunately they didn't reach by today. So you will get a note from the office. They are pens engraved with the name of Polis. So once they are ready, you will have this notice. But now it's our pleasure to have each one of you having his gift by Professor Christoph Rico. So I invite Nancy Hancock from the 2-year program in Near Eastern Languages. Zoya Barba, 1-year customized program. Philip Moreau, he's a 2-year program in Near Eastern Languages. Now he's in the United States, and unfortunately he's not with us by Zoom, but also we send him many congratulations because he was also a great student. Eugenia Mote, 2-year program in Near Eastern Languages. I have to say the word, she was my student. I was also honored and very glad to have her as a very committed Haus dictionary in my classes. So congratulations, Eugenia. Winter Vera, fluency in ancient Greek program. Nathaniel, Dilder, 2-year program in ancient philology. Clara Portada, 2-year program in ancient philology. And Claudia Reisman, 2-year program in ancient philology. Congratulations, Nathaniel. Annalise and Raymond, fluency in Hebrew program. And also here I have to say a word because she was my student and also my colleague in Hebrew, very committed and excellent student, just as we have before, so congratulations. Jared Hermer, a 2-year program in ancient philology. Alexandre Gallo, 2-year program in ancient philology, joined by whom or not? No? Okay, félicitations. Christian Van 2-year program in ancient philology. Maciek Dula, a fluency in ancient Greek program.
Thank you.
And Javier Mamadabal, a 2-year program in ancient philology.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, Maria Simone, fluency in Hebrew program. So congratulations for all our students who are joining us here or who are joining us by Zoom or who couldn't join. Congratulations for for graduation and good luck for your exam because you still have your exams. And also good luck for your future. Good luck for your future path. Thank you everyone for joining us and for being us with this special day. So now I would like to. Now I would like. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So now I would like to ask our dear graduates to go to the.
No. So we are here.
The sketch.
Sorry.
Now enjoy the sketch in the Greek. So we thank our students who have prepared for this week, and I hope that you will enjoy it.
It's a silent schedule.
It's a puppet show. That's the new interpretation of Homer, the puppet show. Well, you may sit there. So you take them. He's on.
Great, so we're going to perform the first, 7 or so lines of the Iliad for you and the original Homeric Greek. We'll act it out as best we can so that you understand more or less what's happening. The basic plot is first there is a plot summary, kindly given to us by Homer, explaining how we have gotten to the point where we are. Many Greeks have died, many Trojans have died in the Iliad, in the beginning, initial war, naturally. And then the cause of this is asked by the poet, and the poet answers that it is in fact because of Apollo, represented by magic here. Who caused this strife to arise between Agamemnon and Achilles. We'd like to thank our wonderful Fana for singing most of the poem for us as we proceed through. And Lelio is our special effects background guy. There he is. Yeah. Enjoy.
Oi, buenos dias, paz e Deus te teleto vole. Exudeta prosariaste temerisante. Atreste Alexandron cae biotachela. Distas poete jonne vivis neke majestai. Lepus cae dios huios toncados y leifonove. Rus con mannas da tunor seclo, quinno le congregarum. Onde caton flussen het in massen alerta. Atreides tocar el feto as repineias a caio. Come nostre fuga caperon paperesia boina. Stemma per pone pessime clevo tua colono. Questo anna che foca il visseto fanta da paio. Atfeiraren sandista più costesore lavo.
Adreidait caialloi upnegi desahaioi. Humilmente oi in Olympia domate hontes. Ecter sai pria moio pulmineu doi calicestai. Paida de moelus sai te filenta de poena de hestai. Hans dominoi brios ion che podona polona.
Mental movimentante se fürchte messa nach Heim. Ai, destai qui era caiata de paia moina. Locat felite nagamennoni endane quimo. Alla carcossa qui e cateno de quimu tunne tenes.
Messegeron poeles nego paraneusicheo, nunde tu non te hustiron autision pa, me nut hoi u Christ meske pron paistematoio, nego ulus do min kai geras et esin, pero en oi poen arget elopi papes, Histon epirpomenein caemon lecos antiosan. Au itime eretis de soteros oscede erai.
Osservate pensando vero cae pepeto muto. Veda che un paratina poluflo espoio talasses. Volar seita pare per io verato veraio. Absondoni anatti con tempo mostre di letto.
Glutime meloar grotox ostrus sena pipecas. Quilontes da peentene doio te ieti anasses. Smintue potetoe caliente fileion erepsa. Ede potetoe catapion meri echea. Taurone dai gonto de moe crei non eldor. Disse andanna oi ma zacuro astoi si belessi.
Se faz come no sure poi no sapono. Vede cacalum puio carenum poemen sche. Como in sine conam sedeste a te paresse. Dei vede clamchette le tarture ionio bionio. Uri asmen sloto ne cose tu carichi nasal. Accade pei autoisi veloce che perché si figli. Allai e pura e non sai via. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope that you can hear me. Thank you, Tiziana, and thank you our dear students from the Greek department for this beautiful dramatic. Even if we didn't understand the ancient people, but we pretend that there was a complex love. Thank you, bye-bye, and our ceremony with it, sketch. And again, I would like to thank each one of you for coming. And of course, I would thank God that we were able to reach to this day and to celebrate it in this way. Thank you, our graduates. Thanks to our team, our head of department, the community guests, and everyone to be with us in this day. And now I would like to ask our graduates to go to the stairs to have a beautiful picture together, photo together. And also, I ask our graduates with their families or friends or teachers to go to room one. Thanks, Elizabeth, for having a photo booth. And would like to invite everyone and to go to the garden and join us for some refreshments, wine and cheese. So please enjoy it and thanks everyone. And
Take care.